so much, deputy party leader. You are in leadership today. Ongezeni chama iende mbele, musitishwe na kila mtu ongee kwa chama hapa. Not everybody should be a spokesman. Tuko na viongozi ama hatuna viongozi?
ODM is dead. And that's something that we should not be lying to one another and saying, oh, ODM will be there. No, ODM is dead. ODM is dead. Unless they find another leader who will take over from Raila and give up commands the way Raila was doing, I tell you, ODM is going nowhere. It's going completely nowhere. At the moment, as I can see, it's Sifuna who is taking command, but Sifuna can be accepted with the Luo Nyanza, which they think that party is their party. It was formed by Raila. So recently, people who are talking over there was nobody who was really giving clear direction where ODM should go. At the moment, everybody was just talking about themselves and blaming each other. Kuna mutu, kuna mutu, kuna mutu, kuna mutu. Nobody gave out a clear command and said, come on, listen, this is ODM, it's our 20th anniversary, and we should just concentrate on that thing. Yeah. Whenever anybody come out, it was only blaming each other. And you want to tell me that's a family that can live forever? No way. There's no way that this family can live forever. There's something cooking on, and there are two parts of ODM which are fighting each other. There's one part which is saying tutam, they want to stay with the government in the second term, and there's another part which is against President William Ruto. The other side is being led by Sifuna. There's Babu Owino, there's Orengo, and on the other side, yeah, there is Joho, there's Gladys Wanga, and there's Junet Mohammed. So nobody, within the supporters, they don't know which side to follow. Nobody's giving out a direction. Yeah, and Raila left a very big vacuum. They gave that job, yeah, to take over the ODM chairmanship. They gave it to Oburu Odinga. But Oburu Odinga can't be Raila Odinga. Those are two different things. Remember, Oburu Odinga is the older brother to Raila Odinga. Yeah, and when Jaramogi died, who took over the command of the Luo community? It was Raila Odinga. Because the brother, I can't say anything, but he's not a, I don't know how to describe him, but he's not a born politician. He can't talk, he can't give commands, he's just there as ODM chairman. Yeah. If you look, okay, next, if you say, okay, if Oburu Odinga is not there, okay, let Winnie Odinga takes over. Winnie Odinga, if you look at her, she's a great lady. She's a great lady, respect to her. But the biggest problem, she can't speak Swahili. She was speaking all those times in English.
ODM was not born in a bedroom. It was not made in a bedroom. So its future will not be discussed as pillow talk. It has been the heartbeat of the Kenyan people for 20 years.
How can you relate with the people in the ghettos in Kibera if you can't speak their language? The language of the ghettos is Swahili. If you can't speak Swahili, you can't relate with the real ODM supporters. Real ODM supporters are people from the ground. People who know no other language than Swahili. And that's a language they speak fluently. Now, you want to address them in English. You can forget it. Now, if you move to Gladys Wanga is just she was made a governor by Raila Odinga. Others, without Raila Odinga, she was losing that seat in Homa Bay. Because first of all, the people in Homa Bay were complaining she's only been married in Homa Bay. She is not from Homa Bay. I don't know where she comes from, but they were saying she is not from Homa Bay. She's just married in Homa Bay. So the politics came out that a woman cannot lead us who is just married to our community. But Raila did everything to make sure that she won that thing. And Badi was told to step down. And later on, because Raila was 100% sure that he's going to win the election with the support of Uhuru Kenyatta. And he told Badi to step down. And when I form the government, you are going to get a job. And Badi stepped down. That's why Gladys Wanga won that thing. And at the moment, Raila is not there. Raila is not there. She's not eloquent. She's not protected. There is nobody she can protect in the name in this, protect somebody in the name of building your name. Because those times when Raila was alive, she was talking. She was so eloquent. You remember when Sifuna, I think, said something about, I can't remember what Sifuna said. She was one of the first people to rise up and criticize Sifuna in public.
Wacha niseme leo kama mwenyekiti wa kitaifa, hakuna siku hata moja tumetoka katika hiyo agreement. Na hakuna siku hata moja baba ametuambia tutoke hapo. Kwa hivyo kama wewe unakuja kuzungumza na baba amesema tuko pamoja na President William Ruto na wewe unasema kinyume, basi wewe huzungumzi kwa niaba ya chama cha ODM. Na sisi hatuwezi enda mambo ya Wamunyoro, kwa sababu Wamunyoro alikuwa amesema amekea baba nini mtego.
Because that time she knew she had behind her back there was Raila Amolo Odinga. But at the moment Raila Amolo Odinga is not there. That means you can just take her out. She can't be the leader of ODM right now. There is no leadership in ODM. And recently when they had their 20th anniversary in Mombasa, you could see obviously that there is a division between ODM. There's those people who are supporting to be in the broad-based government. And these are Junet Mohammed, Joho, and Gladys Wanga. And on the other side, there are people who are against Ruto. And these are Babu Owino, there is Sifuna, and there is Orengo. And people on the ground, they really don't know which direction to follow. And somebody, I mean, if they had a leader like Raila Odinga, he would have stood up and said, come on, listen, stop all this bullshit, come on, man, let's follow this direction. And that thing lacks at the moment. You know, there was something that Winnie rose up and said something. You know, let us play that video.
People get confused and they act in strange ways. Lakini if anyone is thinking like that, wajue kwamba ODM inajenga na hatuna mchezo. ODM si chama kilichojazaliwa kama siri. Nasikia kuna wengine ambao wanatembea nasi mchana lakini usiku wanajaribu kuuza hii chama. Haiwezekani. ODM was not born in a bedroom.
So, you know, what caught my attention in this video is when she was saying there are people who are trying to take over ODM through the boardroom, and ODM was not built through the boardroom. Who does she mean over there? I mean, who is she talking about? You remember that there was a time that Raila said that there's somebody who wants to be a governor, and he has never raised a motion in parliament.
Mwingine ni mjumbe. Hata hajaongea katika bunge. Jina lake liko kwa Hansard. Anasema nataka kuwa gavana. Nataka kuwa gavana. Wewe hujafanya kazi kama mjumbe ionekane kama wewe unaweza. Unaanza kungangania mambo ya ugavana. Kwa tipu gani?
Who was Raila talking about? There's only one person who is very strong in ODM who wants to be a governor, and he has never talked anything in parliament, and that's Babu Owino. That's Babu Owino. And listen, this boardroom thing, she was talking about boardroom thing. So, tell me one person we have seen in video in a boardroom talking. Talking with some people. It is Babu Owino. There was sometimes he was in a boardroom, him, Sonko, and some other MCAs in Nairobi and everything. How they got, I don't know what they were discussing over there, but it was before Baba died. And he was captured in the boardroom. And Winnie was talking about people in the boardroom. Yeah? Which means she meant indirectly she was attacking Babu Owino. You know? And one thing, then thereafter, Sifuna came and he said something too. Listen what Sifuna said.
Jana Mheshimiwa Babu Owino tulikuwa na kongamano la vijana na hawakufurahi kwa sababu hawakukuona hapo. Nikakupigia simu nikasema ufike Mombasa na mapema sana, na niwaahidi kwamba utakuwa hapa ili kuonyesha kwamba nimefanya kazi ile mlinituma. Wacha Babu awasalimie kwa dakika moja na uweke nidhamu tafadhali.
Sasa imagine if there's leadership in ODM, yeah, There's somebody who is up there who is leading ODM. Why should a Secretary General bring in somebody who the daughter of the late party boss condemned? But Sifuna had the courage and the guts to bring him to talk in front of all those people. Yeah? And the person who was appointed as the chairman of ODM, I mean the boss of ODM right now, Oburu Odinga, he was just looking like that. And Babu talked all his feelings out. No respect. I mean, it's not easy to talk like that. But he talked all his feelings out, something that he wouldn't have done when Baba was alive. But Oburu is there, yeah? They know that guy can do him nothing. Even though he's the appointed boss of ODM, he was just there looking.
Kuna hii ndio siku ya mwisho SG wangu. Nimejua hawa wadozi wetu hawatanikaribisha hapa tena. Wacha niongee kwa sababu Raila alipokuwa mzima nilikuwa nachukua hata 1 hour ya kuongea. Saa hizo wadozi wetu wengine hapa hawakuwa hata kushikwa na mtu wa Kanjo.
Babu said it openly that people didn't want him there. But imagine Sifuna still brought him to speak in front of Oburu Odinga. The people who didn't want him to speak, I don't know which people were that, but he said there are some people up there who don't want him. And those are the kind of people who have never been arrested even by a Kanjo. So let's get back to facts. Who has never been arrested by Kanjo who is sitting on top there in ODM? Joe has been arrested. Junaid Mohammed has been arrested. The only person he can be speaking of, I can't imagine he's speaking of Nasir. Nah, the only person that Babu is throwing jabs to, that can be Gladys Wanga. Or even William Odinga, because William Odinga have never been arrested. Gladys Wanga have never been arrested. These are the two people maybe Babu meant. And if really, what I don't understand, the chairman, who is the uncle to Winnie, was just sitting there and watching everything. Maybe he didn't even know that Babu was not invited. I mean, it was a surprise to him too. And he's the boss. Now tell me, do you think that is leadership? That's not ODM leadership. I mean, ODM leadership should be there. Come on, this is 20th anniversary. We should be talking something else. And Secretary General, this person is not invited. This person is not invited. Let him not talk. That's what it used to be. You remember there was a time ODM was having a meeting somewhere. And Jalas, by that time, Jalas Jalango had a... I mean, he met Ruto. I mean, he went to State House. Ruto had invited MPs to State House, and he went to State House without the authority of Baba. So ODM was having a party meeting somewhere. I don't know, it was in Nairobi or... Anyway, let's forget about things. Somewhere. And when Baba came in and saw Jalas, what did Baba say? He told the bodyguards, the people who are there, to take Jalas out.
I came here because I'm a member of ODM and a member of Azimio. And when we walked in, the boys who blocked me and said I would not come in. And after that, I was allowed in. When Baba walked in, one of his close security asked me to walk out. And that's what happened. I walked out.
That is authority. I'm the boss of this. I'm the boss of this company, and I want it to go this direction. But this side, yeah, there is a Secretary General bringing in somebody to talk in front of the brother of the late boss of ODM, Raila Odinga. And the daughter had just condemned him and said there are people who are trying to reform or to capture ODM or hijack ODM inside the boardroom. There is no leadership over there. There is no leadership in ODM at the moment, and there is totally confusion in that party. Really, there's a big confusion in that party. Nobody knows which direction they should go. And I remember there was this speech by Joho. I mean, listen to what Joho said.
Abdul Samad deputy party leader, you are in leadership today. Ongezeni chama iende mbele, musitishwe na kila mtu ongee kwa chama hapa. Not everybody should be a spokesman. Tuko na viongozi ama hatuna viongozi? Tuko nao. Si waongee hawa. Ukiangalia Gladys ni mtu wa kutishwa. Dr. Oburu ni mtu wa kutishwa. Sasa wewe nani uongee kama hawa hawajaongea?
So tell me, why did Joe say that? Because he felt there is no leadership in ODM. And he was trying not to force, but to tell Sharif Nassir, you are the second in command in ODM. Why can't you speak the right direction? He wants him to speak, yeah, and tell people this is the direction we have to go. But Nassir, I'm sorry, but Nassir, I don't know if I can call him a coward or not. I mean, he doesn't have the courage to speak. He doesn't have the courage to say this is the right direction. He doesn't have the courage to say no, we should be in broad-based government or we should go in opposition. You know, and those are the kind of people who should be speaking right now, but none of them is speaking. It's only blame games. Everybody is playing mtu fulani, watu fulani, mtu fulani, watu fulani. So, I mean, nobody's mentioning names, yeah, but saying mtu fulani, watu fulani. I'm telling you, there's a big reach there between ODM, with one side saying tutam, one side saying wantam. And that's a big problem. And the only person, in my own opinion, who can save ODM, there's only one person. There's one person who, when she will speak, I mean, she'll give the final command. And that is Mama Ida Odinga. Because she was the person who knew Raila very well. She was the person who was, I mean, sharing the same bed with Raila. She was the person who was seeing Raila 24/7. She was always there with Raila. She knew what Raila was thinking. She knows what Raila was saying. And she's the only person who can say, Baba said, this is the direction. And when she will stand up and speak and say this is the direction, that's the day ODM will be saved. But so long as she remains silent, I'm telling you, ODM is dead. It's going nowhere. It will go nowhere. It's either going to be hijacked, the way Ford Kenya was hijacked to Bungoma. For Ford Kenya was a party that was formed by Jaramogi Odinga, and when he died, it was hijacked and went to Bungoma, and right now Watengula is the chairman. And I can see the same thing coming also. If Mama Ida remains silent, that party is going to be hijacked, because right now Sifuna is it looks like Sifuna is the most powerful, the most eloquent person in ODM. He got all those guards and courage to invite Babu, somebody people didn't want in the meeting, to come and speak. Yeah? And he brought him and he spoke. Yeah, imagine, kama Baba angekuwa hapa, I mean, this thing would not have happened. There's a big vacuum over there, and if this vacuum continues to be like this, ODM, that's the end of ODM, and it's going to be the end of ODM, and I don't know. And if there's another possibility, maybe the president comes in with all his money and everything, and buys those people. You know how Kenya politics is buying people, bringing them in, buying them, bringing them in. Gideon Moi was bought. He came in. That's the only way he can save this party, if he wants to save this party so that this party can support him in 2027. But otherwise, I don't see anything coming in there. Some people will vote for what Orengo is saying. Orengo wants Kalonzo. He said it, and the party that Kalonzo stood with Raila 3 times. I think it was 3 or 4 times, I can't remember. But he stood with Raila. And he was endorsing Kalonzo for presidency. Something Raila never said when he was alive who he's going to endorse for president. He never said he's going to endorse Kalonzo. He never said he's going to endorse Ruto. Yeah? What Raila said, we are working now in a broad-based government, and thereafter we are going to see what we have achieved in this broad-based government. But now, Orengo is endorsing Kalonzo. And on the other side, Joe wants the chairman, the NRC, to speak the truth, because Joe, he wants to be in broad-based government. He's a minister in this broad-based government. So he wants him to speak for broad-based government. And there's a big, and Joe is also a senior member of ODM. Joe, even though he's a minister right now, he's a very senior member of ODM. And I don't see the party going anywhere at the moment, and I'm sorry, the party is going nowhere. If everything continues as I saw in Mombasa, the party is going nowhere. Everybody is going to take a different direction come 2027. Everybody going to try to save his, well, you know what I mean, come 2027. Because those days when Raila was alive, it was easy just to say ODM, and if you are in Luo Nyanza, you get a ticket, you are automatically in parliament. Not even only Luo Nyanza, places like Kibera, places like, where the majority of the Luo community live in Nairobi. When Raila said Huyu Tosha, places like Langata, I don't know, it was Tosha. You were there, you are automatically elected. But now Raila is not there. People will start to scramble. They will look at, people are just looking around how things are going. Things are going in ODM, you know. And if they see there's a lot of tension over there, there's nobody speaking the right direction, they start looking for other parties. They start looking for the other vehicles to go in. Remember, this Alai, this MCA. He had the guts, to criticize William Odinga, something he wouldn't have done when Babu was still alive. That means the party lacks a leader. There's no leader there. People are not scared of Oburu Odinga. That's a fact. Nobody is scared of Oburu Odinga. They do what they like, even if the presumed party leader is there. Yeah? And that's why I'm saying the only person who can point a finger and say, stop it. This is the party that my man built up with all his sweat and everything and fighting for democracy. Stop, it's only Mama Ida Odinga. If Mama Ida Odinga will be quiet, then I'm telling you that's the end of ODM, and ODM will be dead. That's me, Shakmatic. Take care. See you in the next episode.